my next 5th grade class will be asynchronous. So for number 1, why was Socrates critical of the sophists? Krithana says, because the sophists believed that there was no absolute right or wrong. Socrates believed that there is an absolute truth. And Kirthana agrees with Socrates' view because the true is always true no matter what. I like that. I like how you put that. There's one of my favorite songs from this band has a quote in it, like "Truth is truth, no matter how you act." And I agree. I tend to agree with Socrates as well that there is an absolute truth, that there is right and wrong. Quick show of hands. Why don't we go do that with a poll? Do you believe there is right and wrong, absolute right and wrong? Do you believe in absolute right and wrong? Yes. This is your opinion. Remember, just because Mr. Kenny believes it doesn't mean you have to believe it. So we're going to have our voting in right now. So quickly go to the poll. Do you agree with Socrates? Yes, there's absolute truth. Or the sophists that no, each person needs to make their own truth. So vote no. Oh, and I should probably put the answer into it instead of just reading it. Silly Mr. Kenny. So we've right now got 8 or 9 yeses, 1 no. All right. Cortez says he doesn't know, which is okay because you are just a student. You don't have to have all of life answers already ready in your brain bank. Okay. Another thing Socrates actually didn't like about the sophists too, which you didn't have to put here, but is true, is that Socrates didn't like that the sophists charged for money. But the big thing was the absolute truth. All right, about to close the poll. So with 11 votes saying there is absolute truth is a yes, and 1 vote for no. And then we had a couple abstentions, meaning they didn't vote. All right, number 2, why did Plato dislike Athenian democracy? Would he like American democracy? Why or why not? Cortez jumps in with an answer here. He disliked Athenian democracy because they didn't have a leader. He would have liked American democracy because we have a leader. I don't think it's completely incorrect, but it's not actually the point of why he would have disliked American democracy, or disliked Athenian democracy and liked American a little bit more. All right, Kirthana says, because they gave powers to the people, and Plato thought that most Athenian people were not smart. Yeah, he totally thought they were dum-dums. I think he would like it and dislike it. Like, the people didn't lead one person to lead. That person the people chose might have been smart. Dislike, the person they chose might not have been smart. They might have chosen the one who was wanting leadership for their own cause instead of people. So, ooh, that's really good. I like that. Shania says, Plato disliked Athenian democracy because the common people did not think for themselves and that they could be easily influenced into making foolish decisions. Oh, man, it's like you have, you might have gotten that directly from the text, but that is exactly how Plato would have felt. Good job. He would like American why? Because he thought the rule is another important thing. I think he'd like it more, but I still think he would make the same argument that people are misled into things. Maddox, would you like to add to this one, sir?
I think Plato disliked American democracy because he think that wait, my picture, I can't even read the words on my picture. They're like so blurry.
Yeah, it was a little blurry. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to go with for Shania's part about him disliking Athenian. I mean, a lot of you guys had the idea that he thought people were dum-dums, and that since democracy, power to the people, that means dumb people. But especially for the fact that, Khan comes in there's like, oh yeah, of course, I'm gonna make everything perfect. It's gonna be so good, and people are just like, I believe Khan because he said it, even though Khan might actually be an evil villain kind of politician. It's like, how did you know? So yeah, because remember, Plato thought a philosopher king would be the best kind of ruler and have the best people in charge. And so that's kind of why some of you, I think, got the idea that he would like American democracy more, because we do have like a president and a Congress, because the idea would be that we would get the best. But I think he still overall would probably say, no, not a big fan. All right, nice job on those guys. So then we jumped to pages 228 and 229. What did Socrates' accusers claim he was doing? Please give 2 examples. What did Socrates' accusers claim that he was doing? Please give 2 examples. I'm hearing a lot from Maddox, a lot from Kirthana. I've gotten a lot from Cortez. I'd love some other students to add their glory and awesomeness to this. Danny, what did you say for number 3, sir? Oh, no, Danny might have been eaten by a moose.
Give me a second to get it.
Oh, Evie says she has it while Danny is getting it. All right, Evelyn. Socrates' accusers claimed he was guilty of corrupting the young. They said he was causing them to despise the established laws, and that his words tended to incite young, meaning basically incite means cause them to like get angry, upset, treat with scorn the established laws. Shania says Socrates' accusers claim he was doing that. One, he, Socrates, caused his associates to despise the established laws. Second, he tended to incite the young to condemn the established constitution. All right, Eliza says they said Socrates was questioning everything. That was right. They said he should not question the government. He should not question the gods. I love how Eliza, she has the same idea, but she put it into her own words. That was really well done, Eliza. Khan says Socrates' accuser claimed he was urging young people to rebel against the government. Socrates' accuser claimed he was teaching young people to question their constitution. Nice. You guys have some great answers there. This is what I put. Yeah, bad example for you. Disagreeing with current laws. Influence causes you to question the law and become violent, headstrong. Good. Can't type. Cause people. My goodness, my typing is the worst right now. To question government, even the gods. All right, great job, guys. Man, you guys are doing amazing. My next class is going to super duper benefit from the glory of your work right here. Number 4, what did Socrates say in his main idea that he teaches? So what was Socrates' main idea? All right, Danny, since you didn't get your shot before, bro.
The main idea he taught was to question everything and to think for yourself.
Question everything, think for yourself. I like that. I put care about wisdom, truth, improvement of the soul, which kind of goes with that. That's like how you would do that sort of thing. Pay less attention to money, honor, reputation. What do you say, Kirthana?
I had my hand up from before.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Anybody else want to add? Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, silly Willy. You're amazing. Okay. Seeing none, we're going to have this go right and down into our notes that we are working on. Oh, it's not on here. Shucks. That our notes that we started with, continuing on with our philosophers, looking at some philosophies. We'll switch to a song after that. Like I said, I'm recording our answers because my next class for 5th grade will be asynchronous. I'm going to be stuck in a meeting, so I want them to be able to have the homework gone over too. Okay, so we left off yesterday with Aristotle, all right? And of course, with Aristotle, so you should have your note papers up, by the way. We talked about how he did deductive reasoning. So, of course, that's Wednesdays are virtual days. Alex learns from virtual days at home. Therefore, virtual days are at home. Duh. Just simply taking 2 pieces of information that kind of intersect and then having the answers come along with them. to get to a final conclusion. So now let's get to something a little might be different for you all, the schools of thought. And I'm going to be curious as to what people feel like, what school of thought that they are going to fall under in a second. So we're going to have three. There were more than three schools of thought. These are going to be the main classical schools of thought of Greece at this time. So first we have Stoicism, or the Stoics. And the whole idea with Stoics is about peace. Peace inside of you, to have everything to be calm. All right? And so in order to have everything feel calm and good inside of you, they wanted you to be moderate in everything. So for example, and I bet some of you, I could tell who would fall under this. You're assigned homework, so you do your homework. You don't want that inner turmoil of, oh, I didn't get it done. What if my teacher or my parents are mad at me? You have duties, you have chores, so you do them because you need to do them. When it's time for dessert, you have some ice cream. You don't go super crazy with the ice cream. When it's, you get a normal, you go to bed when it's time to go to bed. You don't stay up all night partying. So a Stoic, having inner peace by kind of following the rules and not going crazy in any direction. If they go crazy in any direction, it might be a little bit too much towards responsibility and work. But another thing with Stoics is they try not to let their emotions control them too much. They often can be very measured. To say something takes it stoically. Something might be really sad and bummed out, but you just you stiff upper lip and you say, okay, that's how it's going to be. I want you thinking, does that kind of sound like you? I have some kids that I'm pretty sure are Stoics. The next group would be our skeptics. Okay. Now, our skeptics, they say, we can't really know anything. So who knows what's right or wrong? I can't really be the judge of that. So the skeptics said, let's just leave it to the gods. There's no point of us trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, you get the word skeptical. That's exactly how the skeptics would act. Very good. So just no point figuring out. So a skeptic, they're going to lean more towards just kind of going through life. They would go and, party a little bit, have some fun. They might be kind of likely to be like, what's the point of me doing this work right here? And then our final group, the Epicureans. Now, I know I have some Epicureans as well in this room. And some of you have probably heard of, eat, drink, and be merry, like party hardy, like just have a good time, YOLO, you only live once, that kind of idea. And this is kind of the Epicureans because, so Epicureans have this idea that they don't want to feel sadness. They don't want to be bummed out. They just want to have fun. Now, true Epicureanism, which I would say most of you probably don't actually fall under true Epicureanism. You might lean towards like, yeah, let's just have a good time. Let's not worry about work or stuff like that. Has this idea too that you try not to desire anything. You don't want things because you might get sad if you don't get it. I think of an example. I really, 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 really super wanted a Super Nintendo game when I was a kid. Because back when I was a kid, your age, Super Nintendo is what we had. We didn't have, PS5s or anything like that. And, so Super Nintendo, that's like the great grandfather of the Switch. Maybe you had another great in there. And, I remember being like, oh man, this game is going to be the best game ever. And then I got this Dracula game, and it was a bad game. It was terrible. It was practically unplayable. I couldn't get past the first level. And I was good at games. I mean, I still am. I couldn't beat the first level of this game. And you know how heartbreaking it was for me to have wanted this game? I got like literally 2 games a year, one for Christmas, one for my birthday, and I wasted one of my 2 games for the year on a steaming pile of poo-poo. So I was bummed out. So an Epicurean would say, don't actually want anything. So take life as it comes, enjoy it as it comes, but don't put your desires and stuff, because those desires will only bum you out when they don't, come to realization. They're not what you thought, or you think about when you guys are older, you might start dating, if you're, dating people, and you might think, oh, they are just so handsome, so cute, so wonderful. And then once you really get to know them, you're like, oh, I don't really like being around this person that much. They're kind of selfish, or they like things I don't like. And, then you realize, oh, maybe this isn't all it's cracked up to be. So the Epicureans say, take life as it comes. Don't, want things. But an example of an Epicurean would say, like, all right, well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go play some video games instead of doing my homework. Definitely it's tough to have that when you could just have fun versus doing what is the right thing to get some of your work done. So let's go. Out of curiosity, let's launch this poll right here. So what do you think you fall under? And then I would love people to maybe describe why, or say what they chose. So we have another poll up here thinking, what do you fall under? Are you a Stoic? Do you try to be moderate in everything? Do you just do your things you're told to do? Are you a skeptic saying, we can't understand, so, what's the point? Are you an Epicurean who wants to party hardy? All right, so right now I've got 3 Stoics and nothing else. It's kind of funny that, yes, definitely the Stoics are the ones who would go and do the poll, because they're like, Mr. Kenny asked me to, so I'm going to do it. I bet I can guess who some of these Stoics are too. Well, I don't know. 6 Stoics? I don't know if we really have 6 Stoics in the class. I know we definitely have more than one Epicurean. But the problem is some of those Epicureans, they just want to have so much fun all the time that they don't go and do the polls. No skeptics, which skeptics is usually are the smallest for students your age. All right, so we now have 7. We have 7 Stoics. Wow. Does anyone want to share? And I'm going to stop the recording at this point. Does anyone want to share